Press the record. Okay. Welcome to the Business of Sustainable Menstrual Products webinar. And before we proceed, at least let me share why you should listen to me. So, my name is Tracy Kagi, and I am an international development professional with specialized expertise in menstrual health and hygiene programs and gender development. So I began my first reusable sanitary pads brand in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then in 2023, I relocated to go start up another reusable pads company. And I became a co-founder thereafter. So I have worked with an international organization in Germany to provide consultancy for another reusable parts company in Ethiopia, and it was successful. So while the company, this one that I currently co-founded, is still currently up and running, I have decided to dedicate this next phase of my life to exposing more women to the opportunities that exist in this business of sustainable menstrual products, especially for those I'll begin to work with after this webinar. So, as you can see, I'm sure you can see a logo that is menstrual demi. Please call my attention if you can't hear me anymore. So, I'm sure I'm speaking, everybody can hear me. So, menstrual demi is committed to transforming lives through knowledge, digital skills, and social entrepreneurship that promote menstrual equity. And you may want to know, okay, what do you mean by social entrepreneurship in this situation? Well, it has to do with starting a business that not only brings you profits, but also solves a problem that benefits people as well as the environment. You understand why this is really important as we continue. And then, what is menstrual equity? You may want to know. It refers to the equal and comprehensive access to menstrual products, education, and safe hygienic environments for managing menstruation. Now, this is what it refers to. And the challenge right now is that we actually don't have equal and comprehensive access yet. Like there's so much lack of it that it is now termed period poverty, right? So this is the reason why this webinar we're having is very, very important, especially for those who would really get a burden in their heart to want to do something along that line if you are not already having a burden in that area. So let me go to the next point. So why menstrual products, you may ask? I was very intentional about ensuring that the people who attend this particular webinar are women, like females. Why? Because you can relate to you can relate to the issue that is being discussed, right? Because you are definitely seeing your period. You have people who are seeing their period, and you all have your experience around menstruation. That is the beautiful thing about this whole thing. And then what then are sustainable menstrual products? Sustainable menstrual products are reusable or eco-friendly alternatives that are designed to minimize environmental impact, reduce waste, and promote long-term affordability and accessibility. Now, this brings me to what really is the relevance of the three R's. Now, if you have heard of the three R's before, or you are yet to hear about the three R's, it simply refers to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, why are they relevant? When you talk about reduce, it means that it is helping to reduce the amount of menstrual product waste that is sent to the landfills by replacing the disposable parts that you know with the ones that are reusable and that can be able to last better, right? And then we don't have to wait until 500 years or more for the pads that are meant to go decompose into the ground to decompose. We don't have to further negatively affect the climate by burning, pads every single time when we use it every month. And then you talk about reuse. Why reuse? Reuse in this case helps to promote the use of products. Example, of course, we'll talk about the different examples. It helps to promote the use of products that are reusable, and just by the fact that the life of it can be extended, it helps to reduce further consumption of what would be a problem to our environment. And then we talk about recycle. That's also there are pads, actually, there are disposable pads that are biodegradable, but they are not so much, and many of them are very expensive, but they are not so much. But that too is recyclable and is a good one. So let's talk about the types of sustainable menstrual products. I have to put the reusable sanitary pads at the top so that, you know, because that's something that I've focused on for a long time. But there are others. There is the period underwear, there's the menstrual cups, there's the reusable menstrual disc. So the reusable menstrual disc is very close to that of the menstrual cup in terms of look. It's just that that one is a bit slightly wider and it has a ring that you can use to pull out. But these are all types of sustainable menstrual products. So now we're going to talk about the different value chains. But remember, my focus is more on reusable sanitary pads because this is something I've focused on. And then, the opportunities available at this point, this particular type is really something to work with. So there are different value chains. And then, of course, if you want to begin a business, you may want to consider getting raw material, the production aspect, the distribution aspect, the marketing aspect, the aspect of circular economy. That has to do a lot around creating systems, but these are all the value chains. And the good thing is that it is possible to engage in one or more. And then if you're beginning, if for those who I will be working with, after you're done with this webinar, then we can look at the further possibilities as I will be mentioning as we keep going. So, of course, for you to want to begin a business in this area, reusable sanitary pads, there are a number of secrets that is required for you to begin to thrive in that area. I remember when I started 5 years ago, the truth is many people, the acceptance was low by then. But when we keep going, you understand why it's different now. And it's because I saw 5 years before now that it's going to be different by now. And I'm grateful that I didn't look at the low acceptance to not even begin in the first place. So the first secret is to arm yourself with knowledge, right? You need to actually get to, know what the fact that, okay, this industry exists and it's possible for me to get to know more about it. And then it's possible for me to tap into the opportunities available within it while also making an impact in the process, because that's very, very, very important. So the second secret is what I term the KLT factor, which is called know, like, and trust, right? And the reason for this is because when people know you, it's easier. When they know that you exist, it's easier for them to buy from you, right? When people know that, when people like you, it means that it's possible for them to connect with you better. And like I said earlier, I am very sure that even for those that have no interest in this industry, one way or the other, as women, as females, we all have a story about menstruation. It doesn't even have to directly be directly has to do with you. It can be about someone else, but you must have a story. And then that is a point where you get to connect. And then for those I'm going to be working with after all of this is over, I would also help you on how you can craft your stories and all of that in that angle. So trust as well, definitely once you're able to get people to trust you, it's easier for them to want to buy from you and then even recommend what you do to others. So now, why does the KLT, why does it matter? It matters because it's more like unlocking the human side of business, right? So when people know you, they start to pay attention. Now, I don't want to say too much stories, but I started a newsletter in the month of March, sometime in March, and it's on LinkedIn, and I titled it "The Business of Periods." So it was just like a joke. And when I started it, I was my first and only subscriber. And I was surprised that 4 hours later, after I had shared my first edition, I had 130 subscribers. And I was wondering, where did they come from? And then fast forward till this time, I have it's already almost getting to 1,000 subscribers. I said, okay, let me even look at who are the people that are subscribing to this thing. Sef. I now clicked, and then I noticed that, I saw the caliber of people that were my subscribers, and I was like, oh my God, how did you mean? It means that these people, they've been watching me for a long time, and they really want to see what I have to share. And that's, it's part of the KLT factor, right? So, now, I really, from thing that I have mentioned now, I would like to find out from you as it pertains to, yes, I'm sure you're all doing something with your lives currently, but for those who may want to venture into this, because sincerely, the opportunities are something else, right? So, what would be your goal? Is it to make impact? Is it to make an income? And the good news is that, yes, it's possible to actually achieve both. It's possible to get the best or enjoy the best of both worlds, right? But at the same time, you need to, it's something that you need to be intentional to want to get into. Now, there are some things that I can't share here, but oh my God, okay, let me just go to the next so you understand a little bit. Now, this is indeed an opportunity, right? And it is an opportunity to tap into the global market size and growth of the reusable sanitary pads market. Now, if you notice, I first talked about sustainable menstrual products, and then I was able to break it down to just one thing, so it doesn't look like you are thinking, okay, which one do I go for? And then it's actually the one thing that is now, gaining so much acceptance currently. So now, there are many statistics around this, but this is just one of it. The Coherent Market Insights estimates that the reusable sanitary pads market will grow from 2.5 billion USD in 2025, which we are now, and yes, that is actually happening, to 4.9 USD, 4.9 billion USD by 2032. Remember, now the world globally is beginning to reward people are wanting to do businesses that is in alignment with the sustainable, yes, the sustainable development goals. So, because a lot is going on, climate change, global warming, everything. So, you are willing to begin to do a business in the niche that positively impacts on the environment, positively adds to the sustainable development goals, then guess what? You are good to go. So, at this point, I am looking to work with serious, like people that are serious, right? This is what I want to do with you, right? For those who are serious, remember, it depends on the reason for why you want to get in on this. For some persons, maybe your reason could be that you want to start a new business, right? For some persons, it could be that, hey, you really have a burden for women and girls, and you are beginning to explore how you can impact them more and positively, right? And then it could be while making an income. It could be, no, I want to do this so that I can teach other people maybe the skills and all of that. All whatever your reason is, it is valid. And then because you have a reason for this, that is the reason why I would want to work with you. So I would want to show you how you can launch your reusable sanitary pad business in 30 days or less. In the process, you get to learn how to produce, how to test, improve your first reusable pad prototype, and you understand why this is important. Then I'll also show you how to get more people to accept, to buy, and to use your products. Then you get to know you get more people to be able to believe in you and your brand. Because in terms of working with you, I'm going to also be sharing my mistakes with you. I'm going to be sharing the things that I did in the past that would help to reduce your own journey. And then I'm going to be collaborating with the people I'm going to work with to see that we have a community, right? And then, for instance, raw materials. They might be people that where you are currently, maybe the raw materials you're looking for is not really available there. So with this kind of collaboration, is something that you don't have to be stranded. And then I'll be exposing the people I'm going to be working with to, like, you are the first point of call when it comes to the opportunities, rather than those that are not really in this, but outside. So it will limit the kind of opportunities I can expose them to. So as in going on, the mistakes to avoid while building your product, I would also share, how you could identify your target customers and build on it. And then how you could also increase, because all of this would help to increase your chances of tapping into the reusable sanitary pads market that is growing from where it is right now in this 2025 to what it would likely be. And I'm certain it would be and more in 2032. And this is not because I love to work with serious people. I'm someone who is passionate, and I how do I put it now? Besides being passionate, I'm kind of self-motivated. So what it means is that you don't need someone outside of you to push you and say, when they push you and the person stops, you too, you stop. I describe such kind of people as wheelbarrow kind of people. So if I decide to make this a free access, then it means that I'm going to deal with people that are wheelbarrow, and when I push them and I stop, they too, they will stop. I don't want such kind of people. So for those who are serious, the access to this, which may likely increase, but the access to this at this point goes for 20,000 naira. Yes. So it's something that if you're interested, there's supposed to be a link, but I'm not including a link in this, but subsequently there's going to be a link. Virtually everyone that is listening to me right now and that will listen to me have my WhatsApp details. So you may have to send me a private message so I can share the account details with you, and we take it up from there, because I don't intend to paste it here. So I just hope that I get people that are willing to take action. Just recently, there was an opportunity. It's not even a Nigerian opportunity, right? So look, they had to reach out to me and then ask me if I know people that are into reusable parts production. So I already have a few people that they are doing it as a business. I had to send their numbers, and even when I forwarded their numbers for this opportunity, guess what? It was not enough. They needed more people. But we don't really have much people because there is a plan to see how, oh, why am I revealing all of this? But there's a plan to see that reusable sanitary pads become even much more accepted. So in terms of funding it, investing in it, all of that is currently ongoing. And the truth is, I have come to this point where if it's possible to take more people along, and then let's work on your idea. Let's see what you can begin to do, so that when these opportunities come, they won't say so many opportunities, nobody is available to tap into it. So, but it has to begin from somewhere. So if you're interested, you can send me a private message. I think at this point I should be able to take questions, but I'm going to stop my recording.